Hello and welcome back to Farming Simulator. This is episode 2 of the series that I'm doing. This is episode 2 with Razar. That is me. Last time that we were here, we started on Goldcrest Valley. Now I have downloaded a new mod, which I will put the link in the description. It is called Free Camera. Now the reason I wanted to download this mod is because I know that, like myself, a lot of the viewers have trouble with cameras being moved around a whole lot. I try to limit the amount of times I move my camera around, but when I have the camera outside the vehicle looking at it, when I turn, the camera automatically rotates with the vehicle turning. What this mod does is you hold down the control button and you hit the letter V as in Victor. And what it does is it lets you rotate, like turn your vehicles around any direction you want, and it does not pan your camera around with them. You have full control of your camera at that point. I like that because it's kind of hard for me to chase kind of with the camera's control on the analog stick, where if I turn the vehicle to the right, I have to also turn the camera in the opposite direction to keep the same view. With this mod, I won't have to. So that makes it easier for you, the viewers, to be able to watch what I'm doing. Also, last time, it was a hour 12-minute video. I apologize. I really did not realize that's how much time I was in the game. I really get into this game and I just play it and I lose track of time. So this time I have a timer on my phone that I will start when we get into the game. Excuse me. And that will help me keep from going way over like that. Plus it doesn't take as long to upload it to YouTube, also with shorter videos. So a recap of what we did last time. We started off on our farm. We hired a few workers, had them helping. They were plowing one field, seeding fields, and they were harvesting for us. We got set up to mow grass. Now, we're also going to do something a little different, which I will show you. It's a way that we can use the trailer that we bought to bale hay. I'm going to show you how we can use that to actually cut down trees and ship logs, which you can make money off of those as well. So we're going to hop into the game now. I'm going to start the timer. Boom, 30 minutes from here. Okay. Now this trailer, you can put logs in it. It can hold a lot more, but it's kind of hard to get our tractors to reach up that high. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to come all the way over here. And again, we're doing this on the hard difficulty, not the medium or the easy. I'm gonna, well, okay, I wasn't paying attention, dropped the wrong one. It's okay, I'll just put this over here beside it. Now, here's an example of what I was telling you about that mod. Now, I haven't activated the camera mod, and if you look, I'm not adjusting the camera. It's automatically following the vehicle. Okay, I'm going to hold down the control button and hit V, and right now I have full control of the camera, and if you watch, boom, just like that. It's great if I want to show anybody something, like show you something on the video, and it also makes it easier for me. I hate it whenever I go to turn and it automatically rotates around real quick. I hate that because it really bothers me. It gives me a little bit of motion sickness too sometimes. So we're going to come over here. We first want to get them up and running. Let's get them moving. Make sure that it's on hay, or grass I mean, which it is. Make sure they're lined up with the field. Now I'm not going to show you the GPS mod because I haven't figured it out yet. I haven't taken the time to do it. I've been kind of busy today before the video. So I'll take care of that sometime later. So I'm going to hit the B button to hire this worker. Hop out of there before he takes off with me in it. And then I'm going to head over here. Now one thing I did forget to mention, the mod that I have for the camera, I have it activated on this vehicle. If I get into another vehicle of any kind, if you watch, see, it's following the vehicle. I have to hold down control and hit V on that vehicle as well for it to unlock the camera. Okay, I don't know why it just did that. But yeah, I have to tell it to unlock the camera with each vehicle. That's fine. I mean, it's not anything that is that important. Let's see, we got a loan last time. We are at 250,000, so yeah, we should be good to go. Our trailer, where do we put that thing? Oh, there it is, right there in front of me. Yeah, okay. And this one is one grass. Always make sure that you don't put the bales at the end of these rows when you have workers on it. I think I mentioned it last time, but just to make sure, they're not the smartest workers. Any vehicles or equipment sitting at the ends of these fields, they won't go around them. If it's a vehicle or equipment, they'll just stop and sit there. If it's a bale of hay, they'll try to keep going, running into it, and a lot of times you'll either see them stuck somewhere else, or you'll see them sitting with the front of their tractor that they were using, riding up on a round bale of hay or something, sitting up in the air. And I am taking a shortcut today. I wanted to get a whole lot done today, so I'm taking some shortcuts to the fields. I don't have the mod that destroys the crop. There is a mod that you can do that. It makes it more realistic, so if you run through a field like this, when anything starts growing up on it, it'll actually destroy the crop. I don't have that mod. While I do like the thought of a realistic feel to the game, the whole point of me playing a game is to have fun, so too much realism actually takes away from the game, for me. That's of course my personal view. I like to have a little bit of leeway in it. Sorry about having to clear my throat. My throat's been bothering me today, but I wanted to hurry up and go ahead and do a video and get the video out there for everyone to watch, because I want this to be a regular series. If I'm able to, I have some health problems sometimes, so if I'm physically able to, I'm hoping to be able to do a video, preferably every day. If not, then I'm looking for every other day to do a video. Let me see. Oh, I forgot I had that. Okay. No worries. We're gonna have room. Wrong one. Okay. So we're going to go into here. Now chainsaw, if you press up or down on the D-pad, you don't start with the chainsaw. If you go in here, you can come over and you can buy a chainsaw. There's 4 different brands that are in the game. None of them actually do anything different than the others. It's just whichever brand you prefer. Husqvarna, I like their brand, so I'm going to go with them. They all cost the same anyways. Right down below that it says for forestry equipment. We're going to grab this. This right here is a stump remover. It chips away the stumps. So we're going to grab that. And then we're going to come all the way over here, front loaders. We're going to grab the bigger one. The reason we're getting the bigger one is so that when we get a larger tractor later, we don't have to sell the small one to upgrade to the larger one. So we're going to grab that. Now one of the mods that I have is this here, Bio Belts LF180. The log fork that comes in the game. I call them grippers, but they're log forks. If you look, the vertical piece, or the piece up top that clamps down to grip items, there's only one, and those bottom forks are kind of close together. If you pick up a log or a tree that's real heavy on one end, it has a tendency to sit there and just rock at an angle, and it can fall out in the game because they don't grip but only so tight. If you get this one here, it'll cost about about $100 more than double the price, but it's got a much better grip on the trees or anything else that you pick up, and it works great for that. And I'll show you why I said or anything else that you pick up, because we're actually going to pick up a couple of things here with this. Let me see, I need to modify or customize my tractor. I'm going to hop out and show you. If you look, of course the tractor is dirty. It was dirty when I got it, but I'm going to get a pressure washer later. But if you look, there's nothing over here to attach that front loader to. So we're, whoop, too far. We're going to come over here. Now this is where you go to sell them, but you can also come here and customize them. We're going to come up here and we're going to put a front loader on it. This lets you change the wheels. We don't need the wide tires for what we're doing, because remember, in the future we're going to be buying a much better tractor. But if you look right now, it's put these hooks here on it, or these attachments, so that you can hook a front loader up. One of the things I really like about it, we just got this attachment brand new, but they're just as dirty as the tractor is. I think that's kind of funny. I kind of like that. In real life, of course, it would look newer, you would hope, unless you bought one that was used. Inside the tractor, it kind of helps me to line stuff like these up, so I don't hit them and knock them off in different directions. When you grab it, you want to go ahead and lift it up a little bit, because they sit directly on the ground, and when you grab it, it can restrict your movements. So we're going to come back out here. Okay, go up to this, move it down just a little, move in, and attach it. Now, we're going to come over here, just pick that up a little bit, make sure it doesn't hit, and we're going to back up to this. This was our wrapper. If I can grab the thing. Now the reason that we wanted the wrapper is because the wrapper, it increases the resale value. Okay, for some reason it didn't keep. There we go. But it increases the resale value of our bales of hay that we get. If you don't wrap them, you get one price for them. If you do wrap them, you'll get a higher price. So we're going to come over here with this. And this is another thing that you can do with the one that's got the two pieces on top to grip stuff with, that you can't do with the one that's only got one of them on it. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to grab that. I'm going to pick it up a little. Now it's still very front heavy, so you want to be careful where you travel with this. You also don't want to take too sharp a turns too fast, because it'll create a roll with your vehicle, and it'll want to roll in one direction or the other. Pan that camera out. Again, to move the camera in and out while you're outside of the vehicle, when you're using the 360 controller, I'm not sure, well, I would think it would be the same with the Xbox One controller if you have the hookups for those. I just have a wired Xbox 360 controller, but you use the up and down arrows on the D-pad to zoom in and out. This is our shortcut here. Now, you notice I said that whenever you put this stump remover on the front, that it makes the tractor front heavy. The adjustments for the wheels was just putting wider wheels on it is all. This one doesn't let you get weighted wheels. Weighted wheels help to balance out the weight better, so you got more weight in the back. That way it doesn't want to tilt forward when you have weight on the front. Well, for what we're about to do, cutting down the trees and such in our yard, we're going to put the stump remover on the back of the tractor. That's going to help as kind of a counterbalance. Plus, we're going to be using it anyways. So, first things first, we're going to switch back over to the wrapper. We're going to unload it there. And to switch between the equipment, again, it's the Y button on the controller to switch between equipment. We're going to come over here. We're going to back up. The A button attaches and detaches. Just look in the top left when you see it say attach. That's when you're ready to attach to it. We will bring this around behind our trees to the left there. We're going to work up here and work our way around. When I'm working by myself, I usually go down towards the road back there and work my way around, but I'm wanting to go ahead and clear this section out first. Now these real big trees, those big ones, you've got, let's see, 3, 4, 5, and then a 6th one on the other side of this center patch of grass. Those trees are like massive compared to the others. So you'll get a good bit of wood out of them, and the logs, of course, you're going to use those to sell at this point, or I am, because they're not really doing me any good sitting in my yard. So I'm going to drop that in. Of course, it's stuck in the gripper. There we go. Let's see if I can't get this thing set up right. Sorry about the camera moving up and down on me. It's the controls to do this are on the analog sticks, and sometimes the control almost knocked it over. The controls to do one thing will sometimes be like up and down on the joystick, but the controls to move the camera are still left and right, and that becomes a bit of a problem. Okay, so here we are. Now, when you go to cut down these trees, here's something to keep in mind about your chainsaw. Whatever way you're facing, the tree's going to fall to your left. So if you're facing this direction, it's going to fall in that direction. So since our trailer is over there, actually we should come up here first and cut this down. So we're going to come up here. We're going to cut this one down. We're going to cut it down so that it falls in that direction. Hit the up button or down button to pull out your chainsaw. Either one will do it. Hold the left shoulder button, and if you move the right stick to the right, it does that. Move it to the left, it goes up straight. That's the only movement you can do as far as rotating it. The rest is just up and down. So we just do that. To crouch, you hit the Y button. We want the cut to be as low to the ground as we can, and make this cut as flat as possible. If you cut it at an angle, I used to try and rotate it at an angle like this, hoping that the tree would fall in the direction I want it to. It doesn't work like that. The tree actually gets stuck and will just sit there upright. So real pain. Now, another reason that I got the stump remover immediately is because if you look, the grass grows up pretty high, and from inside the tractors, it's hard to see these little bitty stumps from inside the tractor, or even panning the camera around the outside. So by doing it like this, you're actually able to put the camera, or put the stump right on it, the stump remover right on the stump, because the tree is basically pointing to it. You just run along it like this with the running, that strips your limbs off of them. So, here we go. Now if there's any mods that you would like for me to try out, let me know. if I trust the mod, some mods I won't get because I am not familiar with the ones that use them or anything like that. So I may not try some of the mods, but if there's one that you'd like for me to try, just let me know and I'll give it a try. So now I'll cut down this one. If you do hit your vehicle, don't worry, you don't break or mess up your vehicles or anything like that. In this game it doesn't really work that way, which is kind of a bummer because you can have a lot of fun. And as long as you see that ring around it, you can actually cut when you see that ring. Yeah, make sure I got all the limbs. If you don't see that ring, then it's not gonna let you cut. See? Don't try and cut that. There we go. Got the limbs off. Okay. So we're gonna start with this one. Now the measure mod that I got, that one lets you place a marker down at the center of your screen here where the little dot is. You hold the left Alt key and you click the right mouse button. Now if you look, you see where that is. It's even with the dot in the center of the screen. Your chainsaw actually sits out to the right side. So if we move about where the chainsaw is, it's about half a meter away. Keep that in mind when you're doing your measurements. That could be something that comes in very handy for making sure you get accurate measurements. So we're going to measure the width or the length real quick of our trailer. The trailer is about 4 meters, maybe a little more. So we'll cut this off. We'll come back here. We'll notice that the back of the trailer is actually open, so if they stick out, it's not a big deal. I'm going to cut them about 6, and I'll show you why. These small ones, most, if not all, of your small ones are going to be between 13 and 17 meters. See? So we're basically just cutting this one about in half. So we'll go to approximately 6. It doesn't have to be accurate. And we're just going to make a cut. Okay. Hold down the Alt button, right click to get rid of the measure. That's that long one. Okay. So again, we come over here. Remember, it's going to put the marker in towards the center of the screen. So we hold the Alt button and we click right there. Then we measure this one out. Again, this one is about 15, so we can go a little bit larger than 6 feet. We'll go about here. Get it closer to there. If these stick out a little bit, it's okay. Now, I will warn you, the physics of the game are not as realistic as what they should be. What I mean by that is a log about the same diameter here, you may be able to cut one that's about 3 or 4 meters long, pick it up and carry it, but then you get another tree that's about half the diameter and the game may not let you carry that. It may say that it's too heavy for you to carry. So, okay, this is 33, so if we cut them at 6 meters, we're going to get 5 pieces out of this, so because 6 times 5 is 30. So we're going to come in here, we're going to go to about 6, and we're going to, maybe it'll let me do it setting up. There we go. Sometimes it gets a bit finicky trying to line it up. Alright, so 6 times 1 is 6. So now we're going to go to 6 times 2, which is 12. So we're going to go about 12. Again, if you don't get it perfect, that's fine. They don't have to be exactly perfect to be able to sell them. And then 12 plus 6 is 18. Oh, that'll be doing good right there. Alright. We go to about 24. Yeah, I can hit that without hitting the one to the side of it. Okay, and that's all the cuts that we should do, because the last one is the last piece. So now we're going to reset the marker to this one. You can measure it from either end, doesn't matter. So we set the marker here, and then we run out here. It should be about 12 or 13. Yeah, it'll be about 14. So just for blank. If we take 6 from 14, that'll be 8. So we come out to about here. And there we go. Just cutting that one in half is all we should need to do. Okay, so now we have all of these here. So we take our trusty little tractor. Make sure that the stump remover is what's active. If you look in the bottom right hand corner of the screen, you'll see our stump remover is one that's highlighted white. Now we just bring it back here, hold down the left shoulder button, hit X. Now you don't have to lower this. You can just ride back here, just drive it back till you see wood chips coming out. Now you have to be careful, because if you saw, it only took a few seconds for it to get rid of it. You have to be careful, because sometimes it'll just keep grinding and grinding and grinding. If it does that, just move the log away from it. The log or tree that you cut down, just push it away. Okay, again we're going to come back here to this one. Now we go to this one here. Ooh. So oversensitive steering again. Huh. Yeah. Ah, there's the other. It's all the way back there. Okay. Okay, now we cut this off. We move our controls back to the gripper on the front. Actually, let's move back to that and lift it up. Don't want it pushing our logs all over the place behind us. You're right over top of the logs, no big deal. So we'll come over here. You hold down the left shoulder button. Pull back on the right analog stick, it goes up, push up, it goes down. Turn to the left, it tilts it back. Turn to the right with the right analog stick, and it brings it down. Right shoulder button to the left closes, to the right opens it, and of course up and down pans your camera up and down, which is why it moved like that on me. Excuse me. If you hold both the left and right analog stick, that's just for your cruise controls. So that's why it's showing the controls up there. You can still use cruise control while you're using this, just, you know, not while you're actually picking stuff up with it. So the key here is to try and get it to grip it, which can be sometimes a bit temperamental. So we're going to come up here, we're going to make sure that we drop this in the trailer, not on the trailer. There we go. So we tilt it forward, we open it up, and it drops right on there, but it's a bit too far back. That's fine. We'll just drive back here. And then we just push it forward some. Not working how I intended. Okay. We're going further around here. Let me zoom in, get a better view. There we go. Now it's just lining it up properly. That'll be close enough. Alright, now when you're loading a trailer, you want most of your weight towards the front of the trailer. If you look at the tips of the trees, the widest section should be near the front. The very tips of them should be at the back. Oh, come on. There we go. And yesterday I didn't have this much trouble picking up logs. I was practicing yesterday, playing around with it. I love doing this part of the game. This would be really nice if I'd quit running into stuff, wouldn't it? I really hope my dad doesn't see this. He'll never let me drive one of his vehicles again. Okay, so sorry about panning the camera all around. The controls for it are a bit sensitive. I've controlled the dead zone, but if I control it too much, it will keep me from being able to actually pan the camera around hardly at all. They really don't have much fine adjustment on the PC for controls. Oh, look. Seriously? 30 minutes already up? Wow. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and finish getting rid of these trees here. We're going to load them up. I'll go ahead and show you where you can take them. See, sometimes they clip through stuff, so you gotta be careful with these little grippers. They'll clip through your logs and stuff sometimes, or they'll grip it and then just let it pop right out for no reason. So sometimes you gotta be careful. The one that comes in the game does it too. I think it's a flaw in the game itself. Now, you'll probably be wondering why I don't just try to scoop under it with a fork. It doesn't work that way. If you try to scoop under it, it doesn't matter how big the log is, even if it's a full tree, it's just going to try to run out from under you. So, you got to try and grip it and hope it doesn't pop out on you. There we go, that's how it popped in. Alright. So now, come over here. We get a position. We're going to drop this one right here near the edge. And see, so if it dropping straight down, it just did that drop at an angle. So So we're gonna try and move it. Hopefully only it. Well, that didn't exactly work out as planned. That'll do. I just don't want them at too much of an angle, otherwise whenever you go to put others in, other logs and such, it's not going to let you stack things neatly, and you're going to end up with a huge mess. So, here we go. Okay, so those limbs on it, no problem. We're going to hop out real quick. Those limbs, believe it or not, will get in the way. So, setting up on the log. And now they're off. I know, it's a weird way. It's a weird way of doing it, but that's the way it works sometimes. But yeah, other logs and such that you try to put in will end up hitting that. There we go. Again, sorry for the small jerking of the camera sometimes. It just makes it hard. Okay, this one's up in the air, so now I can actually grab it the way you're supposed to. I can go under it, as long as I don't mess this up. I can go under the log. Under. Come on. Oh, no, see, won't let me go under. Even though there was room under it, wouldn't let me go under. And yeah, see, it just pops right out for no reason. Even though I had it completely gripped. See, there's plenty of room under it. So we'll try and go under it again. Sometimes they'll let you do it, sometimes they won't, just depending on whether or not the game is temperamental. There we go. Now it's let me go under it. And just pick it up. So you should be able to go under them and pick them up like that anyways, just by scooping them up. But the physics in the game, like I said, they're bugged. It's not really that good physics the way they did it, but the game itself is still a really good game. You know, they may have messed up on the physics some, but there's so much other stuff in the game that they've done an amazing job on, that this right here doesn't really bother me. Would I like for it to be fixed? Yeah, but to be honest, I'd rather them spend most of their resources in fixing, like, the NPCs in the game. The physics with this, it just takes me a bit longer to grab the stuff. But the whole point in me hiring an NPC to do the work for me on the fields is so that I don't have to be there all the time, and they get themselves stuck all the time. They end up causing problems all the time. And so, to me, that kind of takes away from the whole point in having them sometimes when they can't even drive around something that's right in front of them. If they were to fix that, I think it would be a huge improvement on the game. Alright, the other tree is laying over the bottom of that. So, I'm going to go ahead and grab this one. Now, if I had a logging trailer, I wouldn't even bother cutting these, see, right there, just clipped right through it. But yeah, I wouldn't even bother fooling with cutting these small ones if I had a logging trailer. But they are pretty expensive, so early on, they're not really that feasible. It's not really worth it to get them. I obviously do not cut this one, so I'm going to bring it up here and bring it in like this, lower it down like that. Then I'm going to hop out. I'm going to run back here, pull out my trusty chainsaw. Do not do any of this in real life, by the way. It's very dangerous. And right there. Now I just hop back in and drop it there. Then I come back here. Whoa, don't do that, don't do that. Oh, I almost messed that up real bad, didn't I? But anyways, I come back here now and I grab this. Oh, look at that. Huh. Seriously. Seriously? Come on. There we go. Now it's got it good. Go ahead and get this before I forget. Come on. Found that it won't cut it in one direction, just drive from another direction, and you'll usually find the key point where it'll hit. Maybe I just have to lower it down. Oh, that was funny. Okay. There we go. Hold the left shoulder button, move the right stick left to right, and that'll turn this left to right. So we'll bring it back up. Left shoulder button with the X button cuts it on and off. We'll cycle back through to the gripper. There's one on top of the other like this. You can straighten them out some, it's better, and then just straddle the one on the bottom. It'll usually give you a chance to come down and grab this one without grabbing the other one also. See, that one just clipped into the gripper. I don't know if you saw it or not, but the left side of it just clipped into the gripper. But again, that's not a problem just with this mod, this modded log fork. That is a problem with the entire game itself, with the one that comes with the game too. And that one does that as well. So they did a really good job on the mod. In fact, all the mods that I've been using have been done very, very well. The modders have done an amazing job on them. I don't want to grab it that far back. It's going to put me towards the back where those vertical poles are. I don't want to be close to those. Okay, now for the last piece, and then we'll take it off. As you can see, all of this is cleared out. So whenever we get ready to do our mowing, we're not going to have to fight around all these trees, which becomes a real pain to try and mow with the mowing deck on the front, and then pick up with the baler on the back. Now we've eliminated a lot of that pain. If you got, that was just great. If you got somebody else helping you, then it can actually work a lot better. Having one person do this, like pick up the stuff, the other one cut down the trees and prepare them and cut them and stuff. I'm just having trouble with this one today, aren't I? Okay, that's weird. Yeah, I'm having a little bit of trouble with my controls. I think I need to get out and back in the vehicle. Yeah. There we go. It's working right now. Okay, I have a little bit of trouble getting this one to pick it up like I did the others. There we go. Had to grab it in a smaller area. Okie dokie. Now we just drive this up here. Oh, great. That's just nice. Okay. Yeah, sometimes they will stick to the forks and just make it that much harder. Okay, so we're going to come out here to the end. we switch over to the stump remover. We're just going to drop it there so it'll be out of the way. We're going to leave this in the front just in case we need it. Sometimes a log or two may fall out. If they do, we've got the way of picking it back up. Now I'll show you on the map where we're going. We're going all the way over here to the sawmill. And we'll pan out. Now, we cut down, what was it, 5 trees I think it was, something like that. Let's see. I'll start to follow. See if I can get out here to this flatter land. There we go. Okay, so disconnect from the trailer. Grab this one here first. Not what I wanted. There we go. There we go. That landed a lot nicer. Alright, so now we get this one. This one may have been the one that caused the problem, because it was up there at an angle. Okay. I know this has involved a lot of camera movement. I am sorry about that. I'm trying to remember that. I'm trying to work on it. I'm trying to keep that cut down a lot. Wow. Could not do that again if I wanted to, I guarantee you. That was pretty cool though. Trying to hurry up here because I'm way past the time limit I had set that I wanted to do this in. There we go. Nice and perfect. If you're looking for a good farming game, something that's nice, relaxing, this is it. I mean, I'm not stressing out. I'm not like, oh, I gotta do this, gotta do that. I'm just relaxing. If what I do takes a long time to do it, no big deal. I'm actually losing track of time and enjoying every minute of it. Yeah, road signs, who needs them? It's just speed limit signs. It's not like we actually pay attention to those nowadays, do we? Just joking. I really hope you do. Now again, the mod for this camera mod, I will be putting a link for that in the description, but keep in mind, any mods that you download them at your own risk. These websites that have these mods, I will warn you, most of them have advertisements that the advertisements have the download button, which looks like the download button for the actual mod. You have to be very careful if you click on those. Almost every single one of the ads where you can click on them to download have a virus or malware in them. So be very, very cautious of that. Make sure that what you're clicking on is the right one. If you don't know which one is the right one, best thing to do is always either ask somebody in the website, or you can always ask on like Reddit or someplace like that what to look for to make sure you don't click on the wrong one. With me, I did click on the wrong one when I was downloading this. My virus protection caught it because it looked and acted exactly like the link to download the mod. So that is something to be careful of. The mod itself does not have a virus in it. It was the advertisement that did. Alright, so we're coming up here. We're about to lose a log now, but that's fine. Now we can't... yeah, selling point. Now if you just bring logs up here and you drop them here, they'll disappear as soon as they reach a certain level close to the ground. But if you look, as I hold down the shoulder buttons, you cannot just dump this trailer here. So we're going to have to back it in. So we're going to back into the water, and this is a little trick to the game. This is, again, Extreme Gaming 99, a friend of mine that I mentioned in the first one. This is a little trick that he showed me. You just back them into the water. As it hits the water, boom, you sell them all off. If you look, they sold for anywhere around just under $200 to over $500. Somehow we're back up to $102,000. So it does pay to cut down and sell the logs. It does pay to do that. If you have a logging trailer, it's a whole lot easier, because with a logging trailer, all you have to do is just take the small logs and just put them directly on it. Take your big logs and just cut them into either halves or thirds. Or I say logs, but I mean trees. Cut them into either halves or thirds and then just bring it over. That's all you have to do. But that's it. I'm going to take this back to the farm. Once we get back to the farm, I'm going to save it and quit. And we will see you again on the next episode. Now the next episode we're going, excuse me, we're going to try and finish cutting down a lot of the logs and such that we have. We're going to take our pickup truck, we're going to sell it because we don't need it. And we're going to do a few other things, just get ready for the grass to be mowed. We're also going to buy a better mowing deck than what we have, and also a wind rower, which I will buy those later and explain to you in the next episode what the wind rower is and why we're getting it. So we're almost back. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the comment sections. If you have any suggestions, again, with those, please feel free to make them in the comment section. Let me know how you like the video. If you do like it, please hit the like button. And if you'd like to see more of my videos, feel free to hit the subscribe button as well. Again, this is Razar, R-A-Z-A-R, not to be confused with the shaving equipment. If you have any mods that you would like for me to try out, please again let me know which ones you'd like for me to try out. Well, we're back here at the farm. Didn't I have another one of these sewing somewhere? I think I lost one. Where in the world did he go? Seriously? Are you serious? Okay, he's fired, obviously. He's not there anymore. Okay, next time whenever we come back, we're going to fix this mess that the NPC made. You just can't get good help nowadays. This is... See, like I said, you got to babysit him. Okay, we'll take care of this next time. till then, take care, have fun, hope you enjoy the video.